Wendy was feeling so happy and pleased with herself. She knew that the main goal was to help Leslie achieve her wishes, but she was going to make sure she had her fun along the way. Leslie had told her she could play with her little boy as she would have to wait until she joined them, but Leslie thought that it would be easier getting Alex to do whatever they wanted if he was getting some fulfillment himself. With her hand now resting on his pull-up, Wendy looked at him. "Oh, Alex sweetheart, you are such a good boy. I bet that feels all nice, doesn't it? But we need to get your shorts back on. We will be arriving shortly and Val will be there to meet us." Alex was so much out of it with his own personal enjoyment, this brought him back to his senses. He quickly pulled up his shorts, wanting to be covered up ready for when they stopped in the bus station. He knew people would be moving around so didn't want to arouse suspicion. Wendy could see him trying to make sure he was all covered up again. She thought it so sweet and innocent, but by the time they had finished with him there would be none of it. He would not care who saw him and where he was, he would be that little boy for his mum and her friends. Within minutes the coach was pulling into the bus station. People were up and about, rushing around the coach trying to get their things together. Wendy made sure that Alex stayed still in his seat, letting everyone else start to leave until she was ready to leave. Eventually they got up out of their seats. Wendy passed down Alex his backpack from the luggage rack, then brought hers down, and then after checking they had everything, they walked down the front of the coach and then got off. Alex was now for the first time for as long as he could remember wearing a pull-up in public, but not only that, he was wearing a girl's pink pull-up, one that was all damp inside because of his own excitement. He followed Wendy away from the coach, heading towards an area where some people had gathered to greet friends that had traveled. Alex did not know Val by sight. It had been quite some years since Wendy had seen her friend, but when things had settled, there was only one lady left standing there. Wendy went over towards her. "Val, is that you? It has been such a long time but you're still so tall and elegant." "Hi Wendy," replied Val, "it has been so long but Leslie sent me a few pics from your Facebook so I would recognize you." They had a warm embrace before Val turned her attention to Alex, looking him up and down. "Well, hello sweetie, you must be my little guest for the next few weeks. It's so good to finally meet you, and your mum has told me so much about you." Alex went to shake her hand, but Val just put her arms around him, pulled him close and hugged him tightly. He could feel her arms around him and her hands then giving his bottom a little squeeze, if only to confirm her knowledge of him. When they stepped apart, Wendy and Val started loading the luggage in her 4x4, giving Alex chance to clearly look her over. She was taller than both Wendy and his mum, maybe a bit older as well, long flowing dark hair, slim body with large breasts that pressed against her tight clothing. If it had been in any other situation he could even have found himself attracted to Val. She was older, yes, but so pretty. This was going to be a lot harder for him now. Wendy had him wanting her. Val was just as pretty and she would be looking after his special requirements for night time. Right then Alex called out, "Val, no daydreaming, get in the car, then I can get you and Wendy settled in. I am quite sure that you could do with a bath or shower." Alex went over to the car where Val had the back door opened for him, Wendy already seated in the front. He was a bit surprised to see a 5-point harness attached to the seat, but with a few boxes on the other seat had no choice but to get in. "Oh, I am sorry about this Alex," said Val. "I had my niece staying last week. Her mum insisted that I had the harness fitted. It should fit you. She is quite big for her age whereas you are small for yours." Before he could say anything, she was securing him in, including fastening the crotch strap up between his legs.